related to national income counting. Today we'll see now intermediate goods and final goods. Intermediate goods and final goods. Goods which are demanded by producer. I don't want you, just a minute, एक minute. Demanded by producer for either resale or for further production. They are called as producer's goods. While final goods are those goods which are demanded by consumers for final consumption. Now intermediate goods are not included in the estimation of national income, while final goods are included in the estimation of national income. Now intermediate goods are of two types: single use goods, durable use goods. Single use goods like raw material, and durable use goods like machines, tools, equipments. In the same way, final goods are also of two types: single use consumer goods like all edible things, fruits, vegetables, milk, etc. and durable use goods like table, computer, furniture, cupboard and so on. So this is about intermediate goods and final goods. Stock is the quantity of variables, quantity which we can measure at any point of time. Like how many chairs are in this room? This is a stock concept. So stock is a quantity measurable at any point of time. At any point of time. While flow is the quantity measurable over a period of time. See, this is the difference. Over a period of time. Like this, over a period of time can be second, minute, day, week, century and so on. Like speed. How we measure speed? Kilometer per hour. So per hour, whatever we are measuring will be flow concept. Now the distance between, say, Ojha and HL township, this is stock concept, because this distance we can measure at any point of time. But at what speed you are going from Ojha to HL, either by your two-wheeler or by car or on your cycle, that will be a flow concept, right? So stock is a quantity which is measured at any point of time, while flow is a concept which is measured over a period of time. Right? Now, there is no time dimension in stock, but flow has time dimension. As I told you, this time dimension may start from seconds to years together. So usually national income concepts are measured over a period of time. That's why they are flow concept. So national income, investment, capital formation, all these things are flow concept. Now we will see some example. Like distance. Distance between any two places is stock concept. But speed is flow concept. Water in a tank is stock concept. The flow of water from the tank is flow concept. Wealth. Wealth is stock. But capital formation is flow. This concept is clear to you? Okay. Usually difference between stock and flow is so you have to learn this concept. Okay. Very simple formula which will help you to understand the concepts of national income accounting. Now these formula are very, very important. See, number of concepts are there like national income, GDP, NDP, NNP, GNP, maybe at factor cost or at market price and so on. These are the various concepts of national income accounting. We can convert one concept into another. For that, we should know these basic formula. The first we will learn is, you can see in these examples, the first term is either G or N. This denotes to gross and net. So we can say gross value is equal to net plus CFC. CFC is consumption of fixed capital, which is nothing but depreciation. When we use machines to produce any commodity, there is some normal wear and tear. And because of this normal wear and tear, there is loss of value of that machine. This loss of value of that machine due to normal wear and tear during the process of production is called as consumption of fixed capital or depreciation. Now this CFC we can find out by very simple formula, that is the cost of machine divided by the expected life of machine. Expected life of machine. Suppose the cost of machine is rupees 1000 and this machine can work for 10 years. So this 100 rupees will be consumption or depreciation. Every producer keeps aside this part for repair and replacement of machines or buying of new machines. So when you add value of this CFC to net value of any component here, it will become gross. Now very simple. If gross is equal to net plus CFC, so how can we find out net value? Net is equal to gross
minus CFC.
Gross minus CFC. Good. Now in the same way, what formula I have given you? CFC is equal to cost of machine divided by expected life of machine. So another, from this also we can find out. So CFC is equal to, yes, Tarun?
Gross minus net.
Gross minus net. Now let us see how we can make use of this formula in this. Suppose you have to calculate, say, GDP, and you are giving the value NDP. So you just see first concept, first letter. This is gross, this is net. So what we do? GDP is equal to NDP plus CFC. Suppose you are giving NNP. You have to find out NNP. And you are giving GNP. So first letter you see, this is net, this is gross. Net is equal to gross minus CFC. So GNP minus CFC. I hope this is clear. So first letter of all these concept is gross or net. Gross includes the value of CFC. Net does not include. The second important concept is, here you can see, this is gross domestic product, the middle letter, either domestic or national. Don't confuse this net, this N and this N. This N is debt, but middle N denotes national. So national term, national is equal to domestic plus net factor income from abroad. Now let us first discuss what is domestic. Domestic means any economic activity which is undertaken within the domestic territory of a country. Within the domestic territory of country. This includes not only our physical boundaries of a country, but it includes military establishments, consulates or embassies which are located abroad. Though these offices are in other countries, but they are part of domestic territory of our country. In the same way, there are many ships and aircrafts which are operated between two and more countries. So whatever services they are providing will be included in domestic territory of a country. We are having what you call in sea, we can extract or exploit oil. So we are having floating drinks or इसको थोड़ा सा कर देना. It is not simply the territory of a country. It includes certain other things also. Now let us see what is net factor income from abroad. This concept is very, very important. Net factor income from abroad. You see, in domestic territory, there are citizens of the country who are involved in production process. In the same way, there are number of foreigners who are residing in a country and their economic interest lies in that country. So, here net factor income from abroad is the difference between the income earned by the residents of the country and income paid to foreigners who are residing in that country. You know, number of people who are working abroad, and already I have given you the definition of resident and non-resident. Resident means the people who live in that country and their economic interest lies in that country. They may be nationals or non-nationals. So when many Indians working abroad, they are earning crores of rupees there. If they stay there for more than 1 year, they become non-national resident of that country. So here, this net factor income from abroad is the difference between income earned by the residents from abroad and the income paid to foreigners residing in a country. Now see, this value differs. If residents are earning say 100 crores and we are paying to foreigners say 60 crores, here this value is
40.
positive. This value can be negative. If residents are earning less, say they are earning 60, we are paying 100 to foreigners who are residing in our country. So net factor income from abroad is
Negative.
minus. This can be equal to 0 if both are, we are paying foreigners 100 rupees and Indians are earning 100 crores rupees, so this amount will be 0. Now on the basis of this, important question is asked that I will take after this. So have you understood what is net factor income from abroad? Net factor income from abroad is the difference between income earned by the residents from abroad and income paid to foreigners residing in a country. So here we can write this is nothing but income, difference between R minus L. Now see, national is equal to domestic plus net factor income from abroad. So from this, how we find out domestic? Now, chalo, Meenakshi. Domestic is equal to?
National minus NFI.
Good. National minus net factor income from abroad. In the same way, there is one formula. This NFI is equal to R minus F. But from this formula also we can find out. So, how can you find out net factor income from abroad from this formula? National minus domestic. National minus domestic. Now let us take one example. See, suppose you are having GNP, you have to calculate GNP and you are giving value of say GDP. Now I am changing only one middle letter. So here this is national, this is domestic. So how will you find the value of GNP from GDP? Very simple. Domestic plus net factor income from abroad. So what we do? Just add the value of net factor income from abroad. Another example. Suppose you have to calculate value of NDP, net domestic product, from NNP, net national product. Now here is domestic, just you have to see the letter. D denotes for domestic. Domestic is equal to national, domestic is equal to national minus net factor income from abroad. Now for example, the value of NNP is given to you say 1000 and net factor income from abroad is given to you say minus 300. Then what you will do? 1000 minus plus, then this will become 1300. In this case, NDP is greater than, more than NNP. This type of question is asked, that I will take after this. Have you understood this? Okay. Now let us see indirect questions which are asked from this particular concept. So suppose this question is asked, when will be national income greater than domestic income? Or any question, when will be GDP greater than GNP? Or when will be NDP greater than? Questions are asked. First thing is you have to write the formula. One thing I tell you, this NI is equal to nothing but NNP at factor cost. This you have to remember. So here in this example, NI is equal to what we write? Domestic income plus net factor income from abroad. Now the question is when NI will be greater than DI. Now see this formula. So here if this value is positive, then we will be adding to DI and then NI will be greater than DI. So first you write the formula. Then second thing, NI will be greater than DI when net factor income from abroad is positive. Now tell me, when this concept will be positive? When R is greater than F. So we can say when R is greater than F, this value will be positive and then NI will be greater than DI. Then you have to give one numerical value. Very simple example you can take. Suppose DI is 100 plus income earned by resident is say 50. Income paid to foreigners is say minus 30. So this value will be 100 plus 20 and this will become 120. The 120 is NI and DI is your 100. So NI is greater than DI. One question usually asked on this particular concept. So you have to use your logic. First you write the formula and then try to see when you will be getting negative or positive or zero. Suppose the question is, when will be NDP equal to NNP? When will be NDP equal to NNP? So what we do? Write NDP is equal to what? NNP.
Minus
Now this is national, this is domestic term. So domestic is equal to national minus net factor income from abroad minus net factor income from abroad. This is nothing but your R minus F. Right? Now the question is, when will be these two equal? Very simple. When this value is 0 and this value will be 0 when R is equal to F. That is, income earned by residents of the country from abroad is equal to income paid to foreigners residing in a country. So same way, again first you will be writing formula. Second thing, these two will be equal when this value is 0. This will be